Hi, I'm Ashton, and this lighting is really weird, I'm sorry, but we're gonna deal with it because this is the place where I usually film videos like this. So anyways, today I am 6 months post-op top surgery revision and a year and 6 months post-top surgery. So I'm gonna talk about that because hell yeah. I'm also gonna talk a little bit about my future plans for my chest in general, and yeah, that's it. That's the end of that sentence. I'm in a button-up because I had to go to a fancy place today, so I figured it would be a great time to strip on the internet. So I'm gonna go over the things that I usually do: scars, nipples, each one individually because I have 2 differing nipples. If you don't know that story, there's plenty of other videos on my channel for that. And then drain holes, movement, sensation, things along those lines. I do have some acne on my chest, and if there are some light bruises, I'm sorry, but don't worry about that. So my scars are actually getting really, really light. They are kind of still pink-ish, but they're definitely closer to my skin tone than they were the last time that I showed you guys. So I'm gonna give you a little scar close-up, and you can see how pink it is along there, but along here it's actually like almost to my skin tone color. I'm assuming it still is going to get lighter because before I had my revision, my scars were almost the same color as the rest of my skin. This scar is pretty much the same color, except it is a bit darker in this area, but along the side it is lighter, same as the way this one's healing. You can also still see the scars from the sutures. Those are the little dots. You can see those 3 pretty clearly. There's some on this side too, but I don't know how well you can see those. So yeah, scars are still pretty thin, obviously, and I'm really happy with them. They're both relatively straight. Before my revision, this one was super duper curvy all over the place, and it still is a little bit, but I honestly don't mind that. I do have like tiny, tiny dog ears. You can see that one right there. That side not as much, but I honestly don't care. I am like a chubbier person, so they kind of just are a part of my body, and I don't really mind because the rest of my body is kind of like that too. So I think my last post-revision update was at the 3-month post-revision mark, so that would have been 3 months ago now. And I know my scars have definitely lightened up in that time, and I do think that they've stayed kind of the same thickness. I don't think they've really stretched all that much. However, I have definitely had some swelling go down. This side is not nearly as puffy as it was the last time that I updated you guys. My chest is really relatively flat now. This side is still a little bit concave, but it's probably just gonna be like that, and it's fine because it's my body and I'm happy with it. As for nipples, this nipple I feel like is pretty much done healing. Like, it looks like a nipple to me and I'm totally fine with it. And placement, they're both like relatively symmetrical. I'm happy with the placement. This, as you guys know, is the complication nipple. It's just a scar, and it's pretty much the same color as my skin, but hey, if there's any fun fact about me, it's that I only have 1 nipple and my body absorbed the other one. You know, that's probably not a fun fact that a lot of people have about themselves. I do get like a lot of nasty comments still on a lot of my top surgery videos because of the complication, so I'm just gonna give another reminder, because I feel like the internet is a terrible place, that the complication that happened was not my surgeon's fault, it was not my fault. Things like that just sometimes happen. Bodies are weird and they all heal differently, and this is just what mine did. The scars also feel a lot more like they're a part of my skin than they did last time. Like, they move the same way that the rest of my skin does, and I don't feel like they're super tight anymore. One of the things that you might not expect when you're getting top surgery is that your scars can feel very restrictive at first. It takes a while for them to get kind of integrated into your skin. You know, it takes a while for them to feel like they're at home in your body. So it can feel really tight when you move for a while, but I am over that phase, which is nice because I don't like that tightness. I definitely have like my full range of motion back. I've been riding horses, I've been playing flute with no issues other than my normal chronic pain issues, but that's unrelated. So before I stand back up, drain holes wise, for some context, the first iteration of my top surgery that I had, which was 1.5 years ago, I had Penrose drains in for 2 weeks. My revision surgery, I had holes, but I didn't have drains. They were there to kind of let any fluid out that needed to get out, but my surgeon didn't think there would be enough swelling to necessitate having drains, and I really hated having drains, so she just didn't give me drains a second time. But that said, the same route for the drains were chosen, so the same place is where both drain incisions were, if that makes sense. They are very light scars. You can't really see them that well, but this one is right there. You can kind of see how there were two layers, like that darker bit is from the more recent drain and the lighter bit around it is from when I actually had the Penrose drain put in. And on this side, it's a bit higher up, it's right there. It's even lighter than the other one. But again, you can kind of see the fact that there were two drains there, but it's, again, not really something I care about or something that I'm worried about. Those scars are like under my arms, and when you're looking at me just straight on, you really can't tell that they're there. As for sensation, a lot of my chest is still numb, but that's not something that I care about a lot. I'm gonna do the little Q-tip test thingy. So looking up, and I'll tell you when I can feel things. Along this scar, I can kind of feel here, but I feel down here when up here is being touched, if that makes sense. This I can't feel at all. And when it gets to here, at the very end of the scar, I start feeling it again. Below, I'm numb here, and I can feel it here. I can feel everything almost above this scar except for right here. And I can feel right here, but very, very faintly. I have complete feeling in this armpit area here and all along up here. So that's that side. I am a tiny bit numb where the drain hole was, but that's not really something that I notice on a day-to-day. As for this side, I don't feel that. I feel right here, right above that scar, but I don't think I feel it. Yeah, I don't feel it on the scar. I can't feel any of this and can't feel that. Oh, I can feel right there. Oh, that's after the scar's over. That's why. I can't feel this nipple at all. It's numb, but I can feel right above it. So, you know, the nerves are there. I can feel all of this, and I cannot feel when it gets down to here, right above the scar. Over here, I can't feel this, but as I get further up, I only start to feel it right here. So more of this side is numb than this side, which is weird. I don't know why. That's just how my body decided it's gonna be. I think that's everything that I need to show you with my shirt off, so I'm gonna put a more normal shirt on than my button up, and I'll be right back. So, as for future plans, I do still someday want to get that missing nipple tattooed on. That is an expensive procedure though, and it's only done by like very niche tattoo artists. I do have a couple tattoos. You saw the one on my shoulder, but those are like tattoos, not cosmetic tattoos that are meant to look like a natural part of my body. On top of that, that area where that nipple would have to be tattooed is completely scar tissue, so I want that to heal like as long as possible before tattooing over it. I haven't talked to any cosmetic tattoo artists as of yet, but actually thinking about it now, I might want to email them at some point. That might be a good idea. Ashton, do that. In the meantime, a trans-owned company called GenderCat actually has prosthetic nipples that I'm very tempted to try. They're a little bit expensive, but A, it would make a cool video. Like, I tried prosthetic nipples because my body ate one of my nipples. And B, I feel like it would be more comfortable for me swimming, being in public. It would just feel more natural. So if I get a chance to try the GenderCat prosthetic nipple type things, I definitely would. They have like dozens of skin colors and sizes that you can choose from. So I'd probably match it to my existing nipple and then just see how that is. I do want to try that very much. But as of right now, I'm just going to wait on tattooing that nipple. And I do need to look into artists that would do that sort of thing, especially because it is completely scar tissue. One other thing, I don't know how much I've talked about this online, but I do someday want to tattoo under the scar side of my complication. I want this entire arm tattooed someday, but this arm's gonna be left blank, but I do want to tattoo right here. I have detailed plans for my future tattoos, okay? I talked about it, I think, in my top surgery complication video, where I kind of outlined everything that had happened. But I don't think I really talked about it in detail. I want a kind of honeycomb design under that scar because I used honey a lot during the healing process and I absolutely hated it, but it helped me. And I don't know, there's something for me that's like reclaiming things about having that thing that I hate on my body. And some people have told me not to do it because it would like remind me of the complication and all of that pain. But honestly, it's not like I'm gonna forget all of that pain, so why not commemorate it with a badass tattoo, you know? Besides, that part of my body has much less feeling than the rest of my body, so the tattoo probably wouldn't hurt as much as it usually does. Fun fact, Jack and I have a list of places that we someday want to travel together, and Arizona is on that list for the express purpose of me getting my tattoo under my top surgery scars. Obviously, that's gonna be like 5-10 years in the future, I don't know. But it'll happen someday, and when it does, you guys will know. The tattoo artist is non-binary, and they have tattooed under top surgery scars before and over top surgery scars, so I'd be comfortable with them doing that. And I would also really, really love to have a fellow trans person doing something that is very intrinsically connected to me being trans. So yeah, I think that is all of the updates on my chest. A year, 6 months post-op, and then 6 months post-op revision surgery.
Hi, I'm Ashton.
Shut up.
Put that in the video. Put it in the video.
It's okay, Bearcat. I think that's all I have to update you on, and I think those are all the future plans that I wanted to update you on as well. So this was probably a bit of a shorter video, but I've been doing a lot of super long videos recently, so this is probably kind of refreshing for some of you guys. I hope this was a decent update. If there's anything that you have questions about, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will totally answer as much as I can. I hope that you are super duper comfortable with however your body is, and if you aren't, then I hope that you can learn to love it or change it in a way that makes you a lot more comfortable. And I will talk to you later, maybe.